come on. This should not be this difficult to do. It's weird bucking Al, and I can't even think of a reference to start off this blasted review.
Oh, editor, what are you doing out here?
Oh, hey, Rosie. I'm in a bit of a pickle at the moment.
What's wrong?
Well, you see, since I started this arc, I've been able to come up with ideas for each of the episodes. However, this one, I got nothing.
I see. Well, maybe I can help.
Oh, now that's sweet of you.
Well, what episode are you reviewing?
Pinkie Pride.
Wait, the Weird Al episode? I love that episode!
I can tell. So, what you got?
Okay, if past experience serves me well, it's always a good idea to look for a new angle to reference someone. Maybe if you can link another show he's been in to try and bring back nostalgia for the older fans.
Link another show, you say? What can I link Weird Al to? I got it! Wait, right here. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hey there, Everypony, Rosepal here, and I guess I'm welcoming you today to Cut and Print, a show that reviews suggestions by you, the audience, and reviewing them accordingly. I'm sorry for this, but I have no idea where editors went off to. He should be back though. Anyway, today I decided to help him on one of my favorite episodes, bringing back the memories of this musical genius. So, let's get started. This is Pinkie Pride, and... What is that noise?
Don't look behind your number 2, Rosie. It's time to play End of the Line, My Valentine. Sure, Ronnie, do run, run, Ronnie, run!
What just happened?
A special thanks goes to all of those viewers who actually got that reference. Your viewership is appreciated.
Was that entirely necessary?
It's a Weird Al episode. Everything is necessary. Speaking of which, let's get started.
We start off in Appaloosa.
No, Rosie, you're saying it wrong. It's Appaloosa!
Right. Anyway, it takes no time in introducing us to Cheese Sandwich, voiced by Weird Al Yankovic.
Well, Boneless, looks like our work here is done. Yep, those ponies never partied so hard. Thanks to me, cheese. Cheese sandwich.
That's Weird Al?
Sure is.
It can't be.
Why not?
It sounds nothing like him. Weird Al has always made a point to in his songs to sound as zany and crazy as possible. Here, he's coming across as like a Clint Eastwood character. So, does that mean he's actually going to take his role seriously?
That was a doozy!
There he is.
Okay, there you go. Oh well, I guess he fell into the trap as well.
What trap?
The trap that most celebrities fall into when they voice act in a show. Often is the case that when they do lines for characters in the show, the fans of the actor or actress instantly recognise who the voice belongs to. So the audience doesn't see the character they're voicing. They only see the actor. And unfortunately, Weird Al falls into this trap.
Well, isn't that a good thing that you can tell who it is that's doing the lines? When I first heard about Weird Al Yankovic coming to MLP as Cheese Sandwich, I was super excited to see him in this episode, as I have listened to some of his songs, including Pokemon from the Pokemon the Movie 2000 soundtrack. It's the same guy here, as he is personating a Clint Eastwood type character, then coming through as Cheese Sandwich from the use of his cheesy sense. It doesn't make it a bad thing. If anything, it makes you interested to see what a celebrity cameo will be like in this fandom's universe.
I guess you could be right there. However, every time I look at this guy, I'm just going to think of Weird Al Pony. But that's a nitpick. Anyway, it turns out that today is Best Pony Rainbow Dash's birth-anniversary, her birthday, and the day she moved to Ponyville. And no surprise, Pinkie Pie is put in charge of organising the whole event.
I am so excited because today I'm planning the birthday bash of Rainbow Dash!
I just said that! Seriously, Pinkie, what is with you and soliloquies?
I wouldn't make fun of how Pinkie prepares her parties, editor.
Why?
Rainbow Dash! Yes, Pinkie? You realize that by enlisting me as your party planner, I guarantee that this is going to be the funnest, most fantabulous, superbial party in Ponyville?
Yeah, I guess.
No guesses. Parties are no picnic. Oh, I like a nice picnic party. Parties are serious. And you have my certified Pinkie Party promise that you will have the best birthday party ever!
Okay.
Is it okay for my next birthday party that I not ask Pinkie Pie to plan it?
Only if you don't want to live to see the one after.
Oh dear.
Out of nowhere, Cheese Sandwich turns out to be the main six.
Name's Cheese Sandwich. I plan parties.
What an amazing coincidence! I'm Pinkie Pie and I'm planning a party!
So he's Pinkie Pie?
What? No, he's not Pinkie Pie.
Oh, it's no coincidence, my little pony. My cheesy sense was a-tingling, telling me a party was in the works.
A cheesy sense? Ah, double amazing! I have a pinky sense!
He has a cheesy sense. Still looks like Pinkie Pie.
He's not Pinkie Pie.
Oh, I think we can do it!
Oh, I don't think so. I know so!
Well,
He's Pinkie Pie.
sorry to say this, but I know Weird Al is supposed to be reminiscent in his development, but he's just a cut and print Pinkie Pie, pun intended, from the way he breaks the fourth wall to the acrobatics and the way in how he has the same abilities as Pinkie Pie, so to speak. Where Pinkie Pie has a pinky sense to tell when events such as dangers are about to happen, among other things. Cheese Sandwiches only goes toward parties that need to be planned. So different in a way, but very similar.
Another thing that doesn't make Cheese Day unique is the fact that all the ponies have special abilities that show who they are and what they're good at doing. Like with Rainbow Dash having talent for flying and weather control, Fluttershy being shy and timid, but great at understanding animals who can be shy and timid themselves, and Applejack, whose love and admiration for her family and apples is reflected through a passion for apple bucking. So with Pinkie Pie's special talent being parties, and Cheese Sandwich having the same talent, it doesn't mean the characters as unique as they once were. But that's not a bad thing either.
I can see that, yeah. Weird Al in his songs is basically Pinkie Pie. So for his character to reflect this, it really isn't that much of a surprise. But there is a bit of a difference between reflection and doppelganging.
With that in mind, Cheese Sandwich organises a nicely designed party complete with a stage, ice sculptures and a projector with Rainbow Dash's cutie mark on it. I'm a little confused as to why Cheese Sandwich just happens to have that. Unless Rainbow Dash is a bad pony in his spare time.
Meanwhile, Pinkie Pie sits alone in front of Sugar Cube Corner when Twilight walks by, wondering why Pinkie Pie isn't helping with the party efforts. Pinkie waves off Twilight's concerns, saying that Cheese Sandwich has everything handled on his own. But in reality, this is what's going on in her head.
How in the wild world of Equestria did you manage to find that out?
I wouldn't ask questions to things you don't want to know the answer to. Anyway, disheartened and feeling like she's been forgotten, Pinkie Pie wanders around Ponyville feeling depressed because she feels like she isn't appreciated anymore.
Why is Pinkie Pie so heartbreaking to watch?
What really should be asked is, why is she just giving up all of a sudden? I mean, granted, she's downhearted, but there is a much better compromise than just give up from what you're passionate about.
Actually, she doesn't give up, but instead, she tries to hoof at various other tasks, like surgery, even though I feel sorry for any pony under her operating table.
Oh, jeez. It would be like a pony jigsaw movie.
Then mail delivery and construction, but performs poorly at all of them. But just when she's ready to give it all up for good, she sees photographs on her wall of her parties capturing the joy she's brought other ponies through them. With new determination, Pinkie decides to take back her title as Premier Party Pony and show everyone that she is the bestest party pony around.
Talk about breaking boundaries that hold you back. Good on you, Pinkie Pie.
That's it! This pony has gotta get her title back! And I know just what to do!
Okay, that's legitimately terrifying.
Pinkie Pie appears and challenges him to a goof-off. What the hell is a goof-off?
It's where two party ponies clash against each other to see which out of them is the top party planner. In this instance, the winner of which will headline Rainbow Dash's party and be recognized as the ultimate party pony.
I'm still a little confused.
Think of Xiaolin Showdown, but ponies.
Okay then. So, Rainbow Dash is selected as a judge for the competition, and Pinkie Pie and Cheese Sandwich demonstrate their goofing off powers and every little tool at their disposal. I'm sorry to say this, but I'm not a big fan of it.
What? How can you not be a fan of this?
You remember when I said that Cheese Sandwich is just Pinkie Pie ripoff? Well, this kind of sets my theory in stone.
Cause I like to make you smile, yes I do. It fills my heart with sunshine all the while, yes it does. Cause all I really need is a smile from these happy friends of mine.
That's my song!
What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm not saying anything else because it says everything for itself.
Okay, I'll admit. Yes, he's quite similar to Pinkie Pie, that he is a super energetic party planner who is as enthusiastic as Pinkie is. But that's what makes him the perfect yin to Pinkie's yang. It shows that with Cheese Sandwich here, Pinkie Pie now has some ponies to truly test her abilities as a party planner. So much so that she is ready to do whatever it takes to defend her title.
However, this is also a bad thing because Pinkie goes all the way over the top with her reputation upkeeping that she doesn't realise of what she's doing until it's too late. Pinkie eye shimmers with the rainbow shimmer of realisation, which is very glad to keep in. But she realises that Rainbow Dash isn't having fun and that she has broken her Pinkie promise.
As she sees that Rainbow isn't having a good time after the goof-off, she realises herself as being the element of laughter. Trying to be a better party planner than Cheese Sandwich was getting in the way of making others happy. In turn, Cheese and the main six share sympathy with her, as it reveals in a flashback that Cheese was inspired by Pinkie after he stumbled into one of her parties. From that moment, the Cheese Pie ships were sailed.
So Pinkie Pie was Cheese Sandwich's senpai in a way?
Something like that, yes.
And finally, this leads to the best song of the whole damn episode. I know I don't usually bring up the song, but this is just so great it's hard to pass by. This song is just so catchy, so uplifting, and so adorable to listen to, matching with the great visuals of what can only be described as one of the best parties I have ever seen.
Oh, I know what you mean. Later, as the party winds down, Rainbow Dash thanks Cheese Sandwich for the epic party, and the satisfied Cheese is ready to move on. Before he says goodbye, he gives bonus the rubber chicken to Pinkie Pie, which glows in the rainbow glow as the other objects did before.
And that was Pinkie Pride. Whoa! This is the best in the Rainbow story arc, and I dare say it's one of my favourite episodes in Season 4.
So, how about we break down this episode, editor? There are just too many words for me to express how much I love the story in this episode. Pinkie Pie is great because she is being Pinkie Pie. Cheese Sandwich is an awesome character because he's Weird Al. The explanation speaks for itself right there. And seeing the two of them battle it out to basically see who was the more super duper party pony than the other one, it's just hilarious!
Granted, I do like the interactions with all the other ponies, and the new and fresh appearance of Cheese Sandwich brings the party planning, making it a difference to how Pinkie Pie interacts with her friends. The characters are well thought out as well and scripted. They all have a part to play, and the focus is on the primal characters and nothing else. Very well written. We've praised this enough, so story gets gold. As for animation, oh Pinkie Pie episodes, why is that you give me so much to say with only a limited amount of vocabulary? Basically, it's insane. The visuals match the moods of the episode perfectly, whether it be triumphant realisation of truth to a serious showdown. The animation gave you something to think about.
Not only that, but the way in which the songs in the animation was like watching a real music video. The songs in this episode were fantastic, especially with Pinkie and Cheese being the main singers. From Cheese's grand entrance with the super duper party pony, to the goof off with some funny animation and references, and Pinkie and Cheese working together in a reprise of Pinkie the Party Planner, and finishing off with Make a Wish, a perfect song to celebrate anyone's birthday with.
So animation gets gold.
And lastly, the moral. The moral is in a simple way of saying it, don't try and put your ideals ahead of your friends. It is important to know where your boundaries are, and where you need to draw the lines between wanting the attention and respecting your friends.
Granted, the wanting of envy in this episode from her was understandable. I mean, some pony out of nowhere comes out claiming that she's the best, that they are the best of the best. I would feel a bit conflicted myself. Consider Cheese Sandwich the Trixie of this episode. Regardless though, I loved it. So moral gets gold.
Well, that was enjoyable. Thank you for sharing this, editor.
No worries, always happy to help out.
Are you okay, editor?
What? Who leaves a tub of ice cream in the middle of the street?
Yeah, sorry about that. My fault.
What? AJ?
Why would you leave your ice cream in the sun like that? It's going to melt.
Well, that was when me and Blissey did our video on this episode. Back when I was a little down about Rose, Never mind.
Wait, that was nearly 2 years ago.
So I've got a 2-year-old ice cream tug stuck to my hoof. That's disgusting!
Yeah, sorry, editor. I'm not the best at throwing stuff away.
Oh, this is just... Okay, I'll be back. I'm getting this off first. I'm the editor and cut, that's a wrap.
Oh, come here, let me help you.
Look, I said I was sorry. What more do you want from me?
Maybe for you to take lessons on how to throw out the trash.
He has a good point, AJ.